Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clay Wars. It's been a while, it's been like 2 weeks since I last made it. Actually no, it's probably been less than 2 weeks, but it's been a while since I last made a video. And speaking of Clay Wars, there's actually still that war going on. But, okay. Well, tomorrow I will make a Fallout 4 video, so expect that. But let's not waste any more time and get right into the thing. Okay. So the normal clays have won the battle against the red clays, effectively guaranteeing victory. The red clays have been losing. It's been a stalemate. They don't know what to do with a stalemate, so they're planning to do something. What they're planning? Don't know. But they're planning something. Well, due to the constant disruptions of war, some of the clays decided to enter the dry lands. These are lands that are drier than dust. It's not a big land, but it is something. And some decided to migrate due to the fears of the potential war that could end all of the clays. Don't know where they're gonna migrate, but they're gonna migrate. These become the green. Remember that. These are the green clays because of the cactus in the desert. To start a little place of fortitude and safety. This will keep them safe for a while they investigate this new lands. The land is a lot more hostile than any other lands they've been to. They brought the remaining mushrooms and fish in their sticks, and now they just defend. They live in the new area. The grains they just migrated. Now back over here, some of the reds also worry that, well, actually no, actually the reds are fine. It's the others had decided to go to one of the islands, believing that if they were on the island instead, they wouldn't die from this horrific invasion, from this potential war that will probably wipe them all out. So they have migrated. These become the browns. The browns have changed. They have very different principles. Instead of the reds that are more violent and wanting to kill all of the clays, they have adopted a strange new, kind of like a religious thing. And they're the first ones to figure out farming. Yes, they actually figured out farming. Due to the strange seeds they found, they have now became peaceful because in the bod, wheat makes all clay figures like peaceful, and so basically they have adopted this wheat and become a peaceful tribe. So do not expect any much coming from them. They might actually have something good going on with them. But we know they will eat wheat. They just live on a nice little island, keeping them safe. No forts, no war. No, no, no. They are vegetarians, meaning they will not eat any fish or have any wheat, but they won't have fish, wheat, and, well, mushroom soup. Well, they are the first to discover mushroom soup. A very interesting new interesting food. They also decided to go start a mining thing. Start mining for sponge. I'm gonna say this has coal and iron, just because it makes it a lot more interesting. And this contains a lot of iron and coal. The iron and coal have been found in the mines, and so this will sincerely help them with resource gathering. Well, nothing much is occurring, just except for building, living well, building, mining, finding gravel. They use sticks and flint and sticks, and to use them as tools instead of weapons. They live peacefully and happy on that island, while the red in the originals or normals or whatever I call them, maybe I call them originals, still fight over the lands. Oh dang, a skeleton. I know that this is by the way, this is where they found the strange seeds. Look at them. They're all being great. They got some cobblestone. They will be the first ones to actually utilize cobblestone for something. A tower. Yeah. They use the cobblestone as a foundation. Any more cobble? This is their temples. They have built temples. They kind of built a temple. This temple is where they do their rituals. Currently, they're still growing wheat. It's still a stalemate. No one has furthered the territories or push forward or push back. It was just, it's blank. It's nothing. So basically, let's go back to the grains. The grains have been staying they've been pretty quiet, and well, actually not too quiet. They have decided to build their first sandstone structure. They built one of the greatest structures that will help out in the long run. They're forts, but not fully forts. These are royal buildings. Well, we actually don't know if they're royal buildings or not, but they're buildings nevertheless. These are pyramids. Yeah, how original. They're actually pyramids. And instead of sand floor, they use sandstone. These are places of immense, of fortresses, palaces, and all that stuff. Problem is, their wooden structures won't do much for them after a while. And a king, they have found a golden nugget from the sands. And then the first king has been made. King Greenland. Or actually no, it's not his. That's not his name. It's actually King Green of the sandy lands, or the dry lands, actually. He has ordered several more little pyramid-like structures to be formed, creating basically the first forts. His belief is, if anything bad happens, they should be safe. So more sandy structures will be made to add more pyramids. because the belief is there's a lot more sandstone than just normal sand, than normal wood. Oh yeah, by the way, they can actually get the oak wood from the cactus. That's just something they can do. Same, that's how every civilization has wood. It's because of the mushrooms or cactus. The problem is these civilizations have started creating their own cultural identities. They actually have something they can represent, while the Reds and the originals do not have any identical cultural things they can represent themselves as, meaning they're closer to being faded in time. But that might change. But in the meanwhile, another religion had been formed. Cause you know the brown clays had created their own religion, their own temples, their own everything. The Grains have created their own place of created their own other religion. Sorry for that, but so now there's two religions created. The first religion from the temple was basically the Browns have been worshipping the mushrooms, the brown mushroom, thinking they're holy, and because of the god they believe in, they basically believe they will be the most peaceful and prosperous race. They will succeed by being peaceful instead of war, and so they're anti-war, they're vegetarian, and they also want to progress technologically and not really focus much on military developments. So that's why they have a mine and more intricate stuff. While the Greens have basically adopted that their way of, like, because of the harshness of the dry lands, they believe they've been chosen to rule the lands, and so they do not want any other empires or kingdoms to form in these lands. Well, but later on, that's going to be challenged. But for right now, they technically are the only ones that live here because no other civilization bears the thought of living in lands that you can dry up and die. And in their religion, they're not fully warlike, but they're more like they worship the cactus. They think the cactus is sacred. They give them water. They're basically the life givers of the land. And so they're not vegetarian. They're more likely to get fish. They're more closer to fish consumption. I actually don't know if cactus is even useful for them. Oh yes. Basically, the cactus is used to protect themselves from, like, fire. That's actually in the thing, if you saw that. It makes them immune. So they're basically kind of like a more water-based thing, but they're in the lands, and so they basically worship water is sacred, and the cactuses are sacred. Hold on. They have a cactus in every temple. And so now they're basically advanced. They're basically have their own cultural identity. While the originals, I guess that technically in a way the Reds are the only one without a significant cultural identity except for Warlike. But basically these actually have, the normal clays have their own culture because they're the first ones and so this is their culture. The Reds are really close to theirs. But that probably will change soon. Well, because actually in the way, the reasons why the Reds split off is because they weren't agreeing with the way the original clays were, and so they want to be their own thing. But they want to also take over the original clays, and so they can be superior in their own right. But that's just how it is. Well, okay. Okay, time to end this episode. And I hope you liked this new episode of Clay Wars. If you did, like and subscribe if you're new. And see ya.